Hello all, and welcome to today's session of our training on import-export from Africa. In this training, we have been training you on how to become a successful exporter of products from Africa to Europe, to USA, and all over the world. And in today's session, we're going to talk about how to start a small-scale export business. How to start a small-scale export business from your African country, be it Nigeria, Cameroon, wherever, Kenya, Ghana, etc. Because in this training, you're going to learn what it takes and how you can go about your small export business. Because remember, if you are here, it is because you want to carry out your export business. And as I always say, it is always important to understand the business you are venturing into so that you don't just fall into something you may not understand. You can commit errors and you can take certain things for granted only to discover that you were actually not right in doing what you wanted to do. So I explained in other training sessions what an export business is all about. And I said an export business is actually taking product from your country of origin to other countries. And in today's training, we are talking about how to start your first export, your small export business. I beg your pardon. The first thing you must understand is you have to understand that to carry out a business from one country to another, or businesses from one country to another, are regulated. So you must understand regulations. Knowledge is important about in anything you do. So as you are thinking of starting your export business, you have to study the regulations. What does it take to move product from your country to another country of your interest? For example, if you want to start exporting foodstuff to Africans who are in the diaspora, for example, gari, cassava, flour, yam, etc., you have to understand that there are regulations. And what are these regulations? For you to do that, you have to learn about export documentation. The first thing about regulation is that export business is regulated by documentation. It is not like you can go and buy something from the market without asking for receipts and you come home with it. No. The first thing is documentation. What documentations do I need to carry out my business of exportation? You have to do that. It is true that in our subsequent discussions, we are going to be talking about that, but your personal effort is very important. What export documentation do I need? Be it as you, as a business person, as your small export business, and documentation that are needed for the product you want to export. And documentations needed for product are usually different. So you must understand that milieu, and all this information you can find them online. You must also understand commercial offer and invoicing. You see, whether you like it or not, the first thing you must understand is that export business is a formal business. It's a highly formal business because it is anything that is regulated. It's formal. So you must understand how to present a commercial offer that can make someone to be interested in your product. You have to understand that. You also have to understand invoicing, because you are not just going to carry product and go to the airport and no. You have to show documentation. That is what is very, very important. Export documentation is very important in export business. And if you miss one export documentation that is needed, nobody will open door for you. Even if they take your product from your country of origin, it may be blocked over there. So there are a lot of documentations. You have packing list, you have bill of lading, etc. So what you should be doing now, since you are in this journey already, go deep into your own research. Study what it takes as far as export documentation is concerned. What will it require from you to export as far as documentation is concerned? You need to ask yourself, what document do I need? First of all, they will tell you need, maybe in a country like Nigeria, they will tell you need a CAC document, you need. All those things are very important. You need administrative document, you need export document. All those things, they matter, and it is for you to make your personal effort so that you can discover them, so that you can learn them and understand your journey into export business. Remember, we are talking about how to start a small scale export business. I always advise people who want to start export business to start it in a small scale. In fact, every business, it is good to start every business in a small scale, because it gives you the opportunity to learn as you grow, to move quietly, taking limited risks and making you spend less energy and less money, because, by the way, you are just starting. You don't have the experience to carry out a very big export business, so you need to start it small. It is very important. Do drop your questions if you have any, because it is always important to have your questions, and I always make sure that I answer them clearly to help you. The second thing you have to understand is standardization. I said export business is a very, very formal business. And when we talk about formal business, we talk about standards. Everything that is formal is standard. Okay? So, you must understand that you have to respect international and local standards. And these standards are set by every country. For example, the first standard you have to understand is quality standard in your country and the export country. For example, in certain countries, like in Pakistan, for you to export foodstuff in that country, there are certain standards that that product has to meet. And when we talk about quality standardization, we talk about certification. Yes, you are not the one to say my product meets quality, because there are international laboratories and bodies responsible for that. So you have to understand, how can I get my product quality certified? Once you understand that, it becomes very easy. That's the second assignment I'm giving you. Understand, study about standardization as far as export is concerned. And standardization is not unique. Every country has its own. For example, in Pakistan, they will ask you halal certificate. In France, Europe, and in Europe and America, they may not ask you standard halal certificate. Halal certificate is a certificate that shows that this product has nothing to do with pork meat. For those who don't know. And the standardization of this product is not done in African countries. Sometimes African companies have to use international company to to do that standardization. So it is important you understand. If you don't understand this, you may fall into something only to discover at the end of the day that you cannot actually do it because you cannot meet up the standard. So standardization is not because you went to the market and bought that product and you think, okay, the quality is good. No, you are not the one to decide. So you must understand what are the required certifications for each product and also the country that is receiving. Because mind you, in your country of origin, you have to meet up quality. In the country where you are shipping, you also exporting, you also have to meet up quality. You have to understand how you can get the certifications, how you can certify your quality. Mind you, as an exporter, I have had to refuse certain business offers because of quality standardization. Because when I look at it sincerely and I say, no, I cannot meet up with the quality. And so I tell the buyer that it's unfortunate your certificate, what you are asking as far as quality certification is concerned, we can't provide that. And because of that, I remember when we wanted to export cocoa powder, a Pakistani company wanted to buy cocoa powder from Ghana, and so I was in charge of helping them source the product, and that project did not go to the end because of halal certificate, because it wasn't easy to get the halal certificate from Ghana, and we did not have the organization that could do it. Yes, so there are a lot of things. So you must understand all what it has to do with quality standardization. It is very important, and as important as it is, invest your time in studying it. I want to hear from you. I want to get your questions as you carry out this study, because your questions will help me to guide you far more better. Remember, we are talking about how to start your small scale export business, and I have explained to you why I'm talking about starting a small scale. Now, the next thing you must do as you are starting your small scale business is mentorship. Mentorship is something that is much more losing its grip in Africa, because people feel that because we have technology today, technology can replace mentorship. It cannot replace mentorship. You see, one truth about the way we understand life is that you always need someone to hold you, to take you through. And that someone has to be someone very experienced. The export business is a business that you learn every day. Nobody can tell you that he actually can master it 100%. And that is why we need each other. What of you that is just starting? You need a mentor. And in mentorship, I always say, you see, mentorship goes with submission. Mentorship goes with the capacity for you to submit to somebody's power and somebody's rule. The problem we have today with mentorship in Africa is that the younger generation claim to know it all. They don't know what submission is all about. Submission doesn't mean you are foolish. Submission means humility. You can't choose a mentor you cannot submit to. You made that choice, and choosing a mentor, you must submit to. You must submit to his guidance. You must submit to his direction. You must submit to his knowledge. You must submit to his instruction. If you meet a mentor today, as far as export business is concerned, and he's instructing you on how to go about things, and you don't want to do it, then you are not ready. You're not ready. Let's be sincere. You are not ready at all. If you want to succeed in any business you're doing, you must understand that mentorship is very important. So as you are about to start your export business, look for people who are already in the business, who have years of doing this business. Experience matters, and be ready to submit to them. Be ready to serve. Because one of the things too that people are not ready for mentorship is service. Nobody wants to serve. Everybody wants to be an oga, but you cannot be an oga without serving. You must serve. So for you to serve, you need a master, and that is where your mentor comes. So make your choice. Choose a good mentor. Search. There are people. You can search online. Reach out and tell them, listen, sir, I'm about starting my export business and I will lead your mentorship because I see you have experience. I see you have been doing in this thing. And don't just choose a mentor. Choose a mentor with purpose. And that purpose, you must design it. I have a lot of people who come to me and say, I want you to be my mentor. I want to ask them, for example, what do you want to achieve in this mentorship? A lot don't even have answers. When you go for blind mentorship, you find yourself in a very serious problem. There is a course I taught on mentorship in one of my YouTube channels. I'm going to share the link so that you can understand, so that you can go and study about mentorship. So it is very important for you to have a mentor that will take you through in this business journey that you are starting your small scale export business. In our next session on this topic, we are going to be talking about product identification. And that training will help you to understand what to do to identify the product that you can be shipping to an international country. It is very important you participate in that training so that you understand this, because after the quality, the documentation, the mentorship, it is also important for you to understand how to choose a product that you will be exporting. I will be glad to see you in our next training, and do not forget to carry out your assignment. I said the first assignment you should do is to study the documentation that you need in your country to carry out export. The second assignment I said is also to study the quality standardization, because the export business is a highly formalized business. Everything is formal. And when we talk about formalization, we talk about standardization, we talk about discipline. So you have to study that and get your questions to me, and I will always be ready to answer those questions. See you in our next training, when we'll be talking about how to identify or to select the product that you can be exporting to whatever country of interest. Thank you for being part of today's training, and I do hope that this training is helping you. If it is so, then please do share with others so that they too can be part of the journey of becoming a successful exporter from Africa.